Sometimes during the holidays, they don't always guarantee joy for everyone. So we've got Sharp Mesa Vista Hospital clinical psychologist, Dr. Salvador, with us to talk about people who suffer from this seasonal funk. It can start happening as soon as November. It can be sort of a change when the holidays come around. But what is it actually?
Yeah, so seasonal affective disorder, it's actually now known as depression with seasonal pattern, but essentially what it is the lights change anywhere from October through April. Not really in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
But across the United States, there's shorter days. And because of this, experts believe, it's not really clear, but they believe that it affects the brain. So less serotonin, those feel-good chemicals, and also it affects your sleep-wake cycle. So people just naturally get more sad, anxious, and irritable around this time of year.
I noticed too, as for myself and for the people that I've been around, it almost feels like the end of the day is very rushed. Like you can't get things done, even though when it gets dark outside, that's kind of how you feel. Even though you still have the same hours you had before. What are some of the symptoms? What should we look for if we think we have this actual disorder?
Yeah, so SAD looks a lot like depression. I think the difference is going to be that seasonal pattern piece, but in particular SAD is people get depressed, sad more often, anxious. They crave carbohydrates, really, so a lot of comfort food. And then when you're eating more, you tend to gain more weight, and then people have low energy, then they want to sleep more, and when they're sleeping more, they're not necessarily getting more rest. They can't concentrate, and then people tend to isolate and stay inside more.
I was going to say, if I wasn't 8 months pregnant, you'd be talking about me.
Right.
I'm like, wait, I want carbohydrates and I want to sleep all the time. No, I'm just pregnant.
So it doesn't sound that off, right? But these folks tend to really start to feel down.
And I'm sure it can be a snowball effect. So then all of a sudden you don't feel good about yourself, you're not confident, holidays are coming around, you've got people that are going to be surrounded by you. What are some causes besides that light, the light changing? Are there other things that affect us during this time of year?
Yes, surprisingly, young women are most at risk, and that's just something they've found with longitudinal studies. Also, people who are predisposed to having depression. So look in your family tree. Are there people in your family who've had depression? Have you had depressive episodes in the past? If so, the holidays, the less light is going to bring about potentially that sadness.
Yeah, and it kind of all starts with us just bringing light to what it actually is. I mean, this is a real disorder.
Absolutely.
So people need to know this is something that can really happen. What are some treatments? How can people get that?
So the good news is that because of the light changes being the primary factor, it's all things that you can do. So you want to bring light to your home. You want to brighten up your rooms. You want to open the shades. You also want to get outside. We live in San Diego, which is fantastic. You can go to the beach. You can go Balboa Park. You can go ride bikes, run the bay. And you really, really want to connect with people. People feel isolated and alone, and so you really want to make sure you're with family, friends, volunteer, really try to get out there and meet new people.
Right. We had someone on the show earlier this week, and we were talking about people who are maybe alone during the holidays, and that's the whole thing is connection during this time of year. Find a place where you'll be with others, whether it's volunteering or being with family, especially if they're far away. It's definitely one of those times of year that even if it's raining and dreary in San Diego, we just saw outside. We're getting some sunshine, so everyone get outside, enjoy the day, go for a hike, love it. For more information on if you want to get professional help or find out more, we've put all this information up on fox5sandiego.com. So all you need to do is click on that scene on tab. Thank you so much for being on the show, and Merry Christmas Eve to you.
Merry Christmas.
Coach, I'll send it back to you.
I like that hiking idea. Thank you, Heather.